everybody, what's up? My name's Mackenzie.
And I'm Jonathan.
We are husband and wife, and we'd like to welcome you to TerreDice.
And today we're taking a look at games that you can definitely get to the table with the whole family. This means everybody. Now we are headed into the holiday seasons right now. It is mid-December. That means we'll be traveling and with a lot of different people who don't normally play games.
Yeah, so typically what that means is that when you're with family or friends, you're going to be playing party games. And so we have picked some of our new favorites as well as some classic that we've always seen do well and what we personally are going to be bringing this holiday season. And at the end of the video, we're going to be giving away 3 of these plus a bonus puzzle that would be great for a stocking, so make sure you stick around for that. But if that sounds like something you want to learn about, then just keep watching.
First up on our list is Tapple by The Op. Now this is a fun game. It is a speed game and it is a word game. But you have a deck of cards which give you prompts. So this one says, on a farm, for instance. And then basically there's like most letters of the alphabet on these little buttons, and you're gonna come up with a word that matches that category, then you're gonna hit this button in the middle. Now, this button is gonna be counting down on a timer, and if the timer ever runs out on your turn, can't think of a word in time, you're eliminated. It's kind of like a hot potato situation.
Yeah, this is really great for all ages, I would say, and has a super high player count. It says up to, like, you can play up to 8, but I think you could even do more.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're just gonna play 2, so it's gonna be single elimination.
Let's do it.
Who's going first?
On a farm, you got it.
Pig. Okay, cow. Rabbit. Okay, donkey. Hen. Fox. Yes. Kill the chicken. Turkey. Ooh. Watering hole. Snake. Apples. Oh, we can go with that, I guess. That is the final.
Gate. No!
So that is it, and then you get this little like reset button. It's a super fun game. You play in a big group setting. I really enjoy Tapple.
Yeah, and for some reason you forget everything in existence with that timer going. So next one we're going to talk about is That's Not a Hat.
Cool. That's Not a Hat is a game where you have a bunch of cards, some of which actually are hats, but these are various different random items. Now at the start of the game, everyone's gonna start with these items face up in front of them. Now this is going to become a memory game. So the goal of the game is when you are passing these items around, a player is going to claim what that item is. So I might say, hey, I've got a nice football for you. And you have to decide whether I'm telling the truth or not. If you believe I'm telling the truth, you will accept your gift graciously. Otherwise, you will say, that's not a football. And if you say that's not a football, we would flip it over. And if you were right, if it was not a football, I would take a penalty. If it was indeed a football, you would take a penalty.
Yeah.
Now it ends when someone gets 3 penalties. So this is a
To
fun
call
little,
their bluff or not to
fun
call
little
their
memory
bluff.
game. I think my favorite thing about this game is that you can totally bluff, and you can also kind of do it in a way that you know the person next to them is going to catch them. So I will sometimes, when they're not paying attention, be like, hey, I got a nice lollipop for you. And they will actually tell the next person that they had a lollipop, but that next person totally knows that I did not have a lollipop.
Yes.
So it's a fun little like bluffing game too, or sometimes you do it on purpose.
Yeah, and it definitely becomes like a werewolf, like a One Night Ultimate Werewolf like situation. It can, because sometimes I will just be making up what I have because I literally have no idea what's under my thing. So it's a lot of fun. Up next we have a Strike. Now this is a super awesome party game, and a couple years ago I actually held a Strike tournament and my grandma ended up winning. So super simple to play, but there is some strategy. It's kind of like we're going to Vegas, push your luck style. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna throw a die into the arena, and you are trying to get matches. So if any of the die match, you get to pull those out. Now, if
And then your turn's over.
And then your turn's over. So now, since none of mine matched, I can continue throwing them in until I decide, like, nah, I don't want to push it anymore. And then I can move on to the next person. Because if you ever run out of dice, you're out. So yeah, last person standing is the winner. Yeah, but it's a super fun, super like easy to do tournament style. I loved it. Do you remember when we did that? That was so
that was
fun.
amazing. I love this game. It's like Beyblades with dice. Shoot, I didn't get it. Shoot. Okay.
There you go.
There we go. I got 2 6s, and then this X leaves, so that one's gone. But I got these 2 dice back. So,
Yeah, you can't play as a 2-player, but I like this as like a big party game. Like
Yeah.
it's really fun. And it's also great at like even not for the holidays, just like at the end of the night of like when you're playing like with your friends. Like this one's great to pull out as well. Up next is MonsDRAWsity. Now this game is brand new to us. We actually picked it up at PAX Unplugged a couple weeks ago, a board game convention here in the US, and it has quickly become one of my top party games. We played that thing the whole weekend. This replaces Telestrations for me. So I think if we hadn't played MonsDRAWsity, it'd be Telestrations in this spot. But MonsDRAWsity is getting in this. So what it is one person will be able to look at a monster card for 20 seconds. And then they will put that monster card away, and then they have to describe it to the rest of the group as much as they can remember for 2 minutes, and they attempt to draw the monster. And so they are trying to recall from memory. And then the person that is recounting it to the people drawing, they then pick the best drawing based on what they remember that looking like. And then the group also votes on what they think it is once they see the actual drawing. Now, what is amazing to me is, well, one, how much you can quickly forget about what your monster looked like when you're trying to describe
It's just so
it to
wonky.
them.
There's so many crazy details.
They're
that to
crazy
remember.
looking. So these
yeah.
aren't like your standard, like, I don't know, cow, sheep.
Yeah.
You're describing like
Got a
crazy
really
things
funky
to
looking
people.
spine on this. You know, it's funny though. It's depending on who the person is who's describing it. They'll say, "Oh, it's got like some squigglies on the side, and it's got an S-shaped thing over here." And then you have someone who says, "There are 11 bones on the spine leading up to 3 polka dots." So every person has like a different like level at which they've recounted these things, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the person who had the most detailed response was the one who did the best job at teaching everyone what to draw.
Yes,
So,
but
I think it's a lot of fun.
big hit, wonderful, I think, for the family. We're gonna try it with our family over break.
Now, last up on our list before the giveaways is Hive Mind. Now, this game is actually at our family's house already, which is why we don't have it with us. But it is a game where a prompt card will come up that will say like 5 animals that you'd find in the safari that start with a C or something like.
Or 5 things that are squishy.
Yeah. Or it'll say like things that start with this blank, you know. And so the group then will basically have to, as a hive, think about what would other people say, and they will write down those 5 or those 3 or those 7 answers. Now, after that, all the players are going to compare their answers, and you're going to get points for however many people also wrote down the same answer as you. Now, you want to think the most like the hive, because whoever doesn't is going to move down in this beehive. Now, once that is done, basically one player will lose and get kicked out of the hive. It's a whole lot of fun. We really enjoy this game just because it's fun to get on the same page.
It's fun to get on the same page, and also when you get to those things that you're like, how did nobody else think of that? And then when you say it, the rest of the group goes, oh yeah, that like should have, I don't know why I didn't put that. And you learn a lot about people too. I think we pull this out with your family in like every single holiday. I think we pull out Hive Mind. It's a big hit. And that's also a more chill game where maybe like a little side conversation could be going on, maybe. But yeah, it's always been a hit. Actually, my sister just asked me to send it to her, send her the link for it because she wants to get it for Christmas as well. So Hive Mind.
Woohoo! So that is it. So I want to talk about giveaways now. So we have been very lucky to have gotten a lot of different games to give away here today from different publishers. So we have Tapple from The Op. Now they just sent us this like unsolicited. Sometimes they'll like send review copies and such, but we already owned this, so we want to give this away on the channel. So this is Tapple. We had already had it. We loved it. And we also have Strike,
Which we already
we
owned.
also already had. We had picked it up at a convention, and we had bought it with our own money. Very, very good game. So we have that from Ravensburger. And also from Ravensburger, we have That's Not a Hat, which we had previously reviewed and showed on our channel. This one is a whole lot of fun. We really, really enjoy it. So we have another copy to share with you guys. Now, lastly, we actually have a puzzle set. So if you have friends who love puzzles, if you have family who love puzzles, if you're looking for another stocking stuffer maybe, this is a puzzle set of a bunch of tiny epic puzzles from Gamelyn Games that are like 100-piece puzzle sets. So if you want to like shove a bunch of tiny epic puzzles in people's stockings this year, this would be a great gift for you.
So how do you enter? Well, all you have to do is comment down below on which ones you would like to be entered for, and I will enter each of the names separately into those drawings, and then I will draw the names for those specific. I always do a random wheel of names, so it's totally random, totally unbiased. And so if two people if like the same person gets drawn for 2 games, I'll send you both games. Like, fair is fair. But I will put the date. I will be drawing by this date I am doing right here, and that's when the winner will be announced. And we will try our best to get this to you so you can play over the Christmas holiday. That is our goal, to get this out to you guys as quickly as possible so you can enjoy these games. But thank you so much to these publishers for sending over these games so we can help spread the holiday cheer with all of you guys. I hope you have a wonderful holiday or break or whatever you're doing over the next couple weeks. And thank you guys so much for being a part of TerreDice. 2023 has been a big year for us with the release of our first game and just growing our community and connecting with all of you. Thank you so much for being here. And we'll see what comes in 2024. But thank you guys so much, and happy playing.
Bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers.